welcome to a new crochet tutorial. Today I'm making a lacy scarf in this beautiful peach color. I'm going to use fine category 2 100% acrylic yarn. The specific yarn that I used is Wellness Baby by Loops and Threads. I believe this yarn is now discontinued, but that's what I had and that's what I used. But of course, you can use any yarn of your choice. This pattern will work great with many different yarns, and you don't have to stick with category 2 fine yarn. You can use category 3 yarn or even category 4. It's really up to you. For my scarf, I used about 800 yards. And my scarf is 64 inches long and 15 inches wide. I will give you the multiple for the pattern, and you can adjust your scarf to any size you want. And of course, you don't have to stick with a scarf. You can use this pattern, you can use this stitch for many other projects. The pattern is quite simple. There is only one repeating row, so it's totally suitable for beginners. I will be working with a hook size G, 4.25 millimeters. And I started my scarf with a row of double crochets, and I also finished it with a row of double crochets. That way both ends will have straight edges. The starting chain must be a multiple of 12 plus 5. For my scarf, I started with 65 chains, but I will make a sample to demonstrate the stitch. And for my sample, I will start with, let's see, 12 times 3 is 36. Plus 5, 41. I will start with 41 chains for my sample. One, two, three. Here I have 41 chains and I'm ready to start my first row. Into the first chain from the hook, I will make a double crochet. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And over here I make a double crochet. And these 3 skip chains will also count as a double crochet. So far I have 2 double crochets. And now I will make a double crochet into each chain across. So the first row is very easy. It's a row of double crochets. Here I have my first row of double crochets, and in this row I have 39 double crochets in my sample, and in the actual scarf the first row had 63 double crochets. So the amount of double crochets in the first row is going to be the amount of starting chains minus 2. So for my sample, I started with 41 chains and now minus 2, that gives me 39. So I have 39 double crochets in my first row. I turn my work and I'm ready to start my next row. In the beginning of the row, I will make a beginning double crochet. So I pull up the loop about an inch high, I wrap it around the hook, I insert the hook and I make my double crochet. If you are not comfortable making beginning double crochets, you can use 3 chains instead. Into the next double crochet, I will make 4 double crochets. There are 2 ways to insert your hook into a double crochet. Over here, under 2 loops, or over here. So that would be like under 3 loops. You see, 1, 2, 3. For this pattern, I choose to insert my hook only under the 2 loops. In some other patterns, I choose to insert under the 3 loops. It really depends on what kind of pattern I'm working on and also what kind of yarn and what is the hook size. So for this pattern, I will be inserting the hook under the 2 loops only. So over here, I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I'm going to skip 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the next one, under the 2 loops, again, I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is what I have so far. Next, 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I skip 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and into the next one I make a single crochet. 2 chains. 1, 2. I skip 2 double crochets, and now I will be working into the next one, and the pattern begins to repeat from here. So into this double crochet I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the shell over here. So the next step is to skip 5 double crochets and make this kind of shell again. So I skip 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next one I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I'm over here and the pattern repeats. So I make 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I skip 2 double crochets, and into the next one I make a single crochet. Now again 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I skip 2 chains, and into the next one I work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, which basically starts another pattern repeat. And that's how this row goes. I'll see you at the end of this row. Here I am at the end of the row. I just made 3 chains. I skip 2 double crochets, and then I have 2 double crochets left. Well, this is actually chain 3, but we count it as a double crochet as well. So I end this row with a double crochet into each one of the last 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Now look here, I started with 4 double crochets over here, but I ended with 2 double crochets over here. So the first row is not symmetric, but that's okay. You will see how the pattern works out in the next row. Just remember that every row you will start with 4 double crochets, but you will always end it with 2 double crochets. Okay, so I turn my work and I start the next row with a beginning double crochet, but if you are making 3 chains, that's what you would make here. Next, into the next double crochet I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to skip these chain spaces, and I will be working into the first double crochet of this next shell or next group of 4 double crochets. And into this double crochet I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and I skip the next 3 double crochets, and into the space in between these 2 shells, or the space in between these 2 groups of 4 double crochets, that's where I insert the hook and I make a single crochet there. Now 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. I skip the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth one, the last one, I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 double crochets already correspond to these, and the pattern begins to repeat. I skip the next chain spaces, and into the first double crochet of this next group of 4 double crochets, I make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. Skip these 3 double crochets, and into the space over here I make a single crochet. 3 chains, skip 3 double crochets, and into the next one make 4 double crochets again, which begins a new pattern repeat. And that's how this row goes. I'll see you at the end of this row. Here I am at the end of the row. I just made 3 chains. Now I skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and over here I have 2 double crochets left, and I finished this row with a double crochet into each one of them. So the first one over here, and then the last one. And if you are using 3 chains over here instead of a double crochet, you will make your last double crochet into the top or 3rd chain of those 3 chains. And that's your row number 3. And all you do now is you repeat row number 3 over and over and over again. Here I repeated row 3 several times, and you can see what the pattern looks like. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the tutorial, I made a row of double crochets in the beginning and also at the end. And I'm going to show you on my sample how to make this last row. So I turn my work and I start with a beginning double crochet. Then I make a double crochet into the next double crochet. Now, if I make a double crochet into each stitch across, I will end up with more double crochets in this last row than in the first row. So I need to space my double crochets in such a way so that I will have the same amount of double crochets on the top as on the bottom. And here's how I'm going to do it. Into the next chain 3 space, I work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Then I skip the next single crochet, and into the next chain 3 space again I work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Now over here I will work a double crochet into each one of the next 8 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I continue 5, 6, 7, 8. And over here the pattern repeats from here. Into the next chain 3 space I work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. I skip the next single crochet, and into the next chain 3 space 2 more double crochets. And now over here again into each double crochet I will work a double crochet, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Here at the end of the row I just made double crochet into each one of these 8 double crochets, and I end with a double crochet into the last double crochet. And this way I have 39 double crochets on the top, which is the same amount of double crochets that I had on the bottom. That's in my sample. And in the actual scarf I had 63 double crochets in the first row, and I had 63 double crochets in the last one. So there you have it, a lacy scarf for you to make, or maybe just a lacy stitch to use for some project that you want to make. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll connect with you again in the next tutorial. Bye bye.